Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm going to be breaking down what intermittent fasting is and how you can use it to help facilitate fat loss, how I use it to help facilitate fat loss when I'm in a cut. But before we get into that, make sure if you're new here, and not subscribed, you go ahead and press that subscribe button down below to help my channel grow. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, a meal plan, or a training plan, make sure you go ahead and email me at devindoescoaching@gmail.com. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Intermittent fasting is essentially not eating food or consuming calories within a specific time frame. When I'm in a dieting phase on my rest days, which is 2 days out the week, Mondays and Thursdays, I will simply skip breakfast, okay? So my last meal is around 8:30 at night, the night before. I wake up, I take a shower, I do have a cup of coffee, so it's not technically fasting. Fasting for the concept of putting off, essentially delaying my first meal, because I'm not super hungry in the morning. If I'm pushing off my first meal until like 10:30, 11, that means that from 10:30 to 11, all the way up until the time I'm eating at 8:30, I'm gonna be pretty satisfied. Whereas if I'm eating as soon as I wake up and then I have to wait 3 hours to eat and then I have to wait 2 hours to eat, I'm gonna be way more hungry than if I'm eating within a shorter time period, okay? That's how I use intermittent fasting. I'll just have a cup of coffee. The heat, which is thermal energy, helps your stomach feel fuller. Caffeine also helps mitigate appetite. Obviously, don't go ham with caffeine. It can also have negative effects on your blood pressure. And I only do this when I'm in a cut. So if you're looking to lose fat, then intermittent fasting can be useful, okay? If you're looking to gain muscle, there serves no purpose to intermittent fast because you want to be eating and you want to capitalize on all the hours in the day. So if you're putting off eating, then you're not going to be able to hit all your calories. There are a few don'ts when it comes to intermittent fasting. The first thing is that you do not want to be overly restricted. If you're giving yourself a super small eating window, you may binge within that eating window, okay? So if you're only giving yourself, 3 hours window to eat, say for example 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., and then you're fasting for the rest of the day, you're going to go absolute bear mode within those 3 hours because you're like, holy shit, I'm so hungry, I have to eat everything around me. And then you might go over your caloric maintenance, okay? Intermittent fasting only works if you're in a caloric deficit. That's the same thing for any diet you do. If you do keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, anything you do, the only way it works is by putting you in a caloric deficit. Because you're eating within a shorter window of time, you're gonna be eating less food because most of us are just skipping breakfast, so you're missing those calories from breakfast, and overall you're eating less food for the day. The other aspect of intermittent fasting that can kind of push you off track in the long run, you don't feel like this is sustainable, so you're just gritting your teeth through it, and you're like, this fucking sucks, but I'm losing weight, so I'm gonna keep doing it. What's gonna happen is eventually you will break. You'll feel like you can't do this shit anymore. And whenever you're put in a situation that's testing, your family orders pizza, or you go on a trip, or you go on a vacation, or there's a special event, you're probably gonna break your fast. You're probably gonna go ham because you're gonna be like, this is food. I haven't been able to do shit that I wanted to do. Now I have this opportunity in front of me and I'm gonna take it. So you could be leading yourself to binging. So the ultimate thing you wanna do when you're fasting is make sure that it's sustainable. As long as you don't feel like, holy shit, my stomach is eating itself. If you feel like that on any diet, it's simply not gonna last. You're not gonna be able to keep it up, okay? So intermittent fasting is not some crazy mind-blowing fat loss tool. The way that it works is by you're simply skipping a meal, so you're eating less calories for the day, therefore you're in a caloric deficit. You shouldn't do intermittent fasting if you're trying to grow. You wanna take advantage of the time you have in a day, and if you feel like you are suffering when you're doing intermittent fasting, you probably will not be able to keep that up. Follow a diet that will help you keep fat off in the long run, not just for 2 months. You lost 30 pounds and then now you're over with it and you gain 40 pounds back. That serves no purpose. Any diet you do should be sustainable, okay? If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, a meal plan, or a training plan, feel free to email me. There's also going to be a link to my website in the description down below. If you want to check out my cookbook, my training plans, and more about my coaching, it's going to be down below. Follow me on Instagram where you get to see my thirst traps. You get to see the body behind the face, essentially, because you don't see much right here. That makes it sound like I have OnlyFans. It's literally just Instagram. Like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.